The pandemic is about eye shut. It is an article published in the Hindu newspaper today and written by a professor Rajan Narayan. So basically, this article compares the current societal situation in India with with a novel which is about an blindness, which is about a blind mysterious disease which is spread in that region. So the plot of this novel begins with an like that. There was a person who was driving back to his home and he suddenly turned blind due to this disease. Now a, a person came to him too and he pleaded him to help, but he ran away with his car cluelessly and he was left without any support. Now this disease spread rapidly all over the city and those affected are quarantined in an asylum. Now we have seven characters in this novel, main characters, which is about a doctor and his wife, and also a girl, and some other four characters. So it has talked about the uh, ill conditions in that asylum, which was like that inadequate food facilities. There was police brutality on him. Then there was apathy of power structures, which has added to the panic on the brink of starvation. Now all the seven decided to escape asylum, and when they entered city, they found that everyone in the city has become blind. Now the country plunges into utter despair before resurrections happen quite magically. Now with the pandemic, there are numerous allegorical ways which resonate with the contemporary India, which is as compared as below. So let's talk about the data and the weaker workers' anonymity. The government-owned data are mostly inconsistent and they are underestimated. Now, the Office of Chief Labour Commissioner says that there are around 26 lakh migrant workers in India, while other reports and the economic survey itself says that there are 8 crore plus migrant workers in India. Now, there are also the anonymity of the records of those who are and where they working. This has led to the free reign and the complex web of contractors and subcontractors who are exploiting these poor workers. Second point is about how there are there is the government machinery which is which has which is facing blind which is having a blindness towards this hunger and debt situations. So Narendra Modi, our Prime Minister, has announced a free food grain for National Food Security Act. Now the beneficiary is till November on 30 June. Without ration card, as per estimate, there are 10 crore eligible beneficiaries excluded because the central government is still using 2011 census data. So the migrants and many self-employed workers are excluded and exempted from this facility because they don't have ration card. And at time, the Food Corporation of India has about 2.5 times the buffer stock norms. So not universally legalizing ration is inexplicable. Supreme Court has earlier dismissed the two petitions which are concerned about the food and income support, but finally it weighed on the consciousness of crisis when about 20 senior lawyers wrote a letter to the Chief Justice of India. So the Shamit train issue is also a problem there. We have a Solicitor General Tushar Mehta who has submitted that no debt Yes, no death like cases have shown in stomach drain due to the lack of water or food, and all the deaths are due to the weakness, earlier illness. So the Union Minister of India, Piyush Goyal, also gave similar statement. He said that for about 2-3 months there was no single person who was starving, but in reality there are about 5 850 plus non-COVID deaths, just due to the unplanned lockdown. Now, the Indian Railway Protection Force service data shows that there are about 80 deaths in Shamikran alone between May 9 and 27, but most are due to the starvation and financial distress, and also the Stranded Worker Action Force Network (SWAM), which is a non-governmental organization. It reports cover around 34,000 workers, and it says that about 15% workers are left only with one day of adequate food, and 64% are left with less than rupees 100 to survive. And this combination of falsehood and measured silence by government and institutions and judiciary indicate that there are a deep inefficiency in the system. Now there are rising cases every day. It suggests that the lockdown has failed to curb the spread of virus. A lockdown was a unilateral decision to buy time to create healthcare facilities. The government later awake when the resilience and perseverance of migrants worker pushed the government. The SAM report shows that the government's slow response is due to the lack of empathy and inefficiency. Uh, Among the migrant workers, the lucky ones are able to travel back, but they had to face bribery and brutality, and but the unlucky ones has stayed back, and they were many of them were evicted from their rental space. It all resembles with the plight of those in Saramugun novels are uncanny. So as a character says in Saramugun novel, you have to wait, give it time. It's time that rules. Time is our gambling partner. On the other side of the table, it holds all the cards on deck in hand. We have to guess winning cards of life, our life. So this article also includes some advice, which are like this, unlike novel, in this real world there is no magical cure. We all citizens have to take collective responsibility, and we have to demand transparency and accountability from the government and judiciary. We have to rebuild the moral which are deteriorated into this current epidemic, and we were not able to feel the uneasy insane hardship of those marginalized communities. Think about it.